Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pamela Ewuta. In this channel, we talk about everything intimacy, marriage, relationship. So today, our topic has become necessitated by events, happenings around us, around me precisely, everywhere. It's an everyday occurrence, but I just want to talk about it. The fact that when we start to move the boundaries surrounding ourselves, our relationship, when we start to do things like, oh, it doesn't matter, we get into trouble, or we start to get into a situation that would come back to bite us. What am I talking about? You are in a relationship, but sometimes you drop your guards and flirt and behave as if you are not in a relationship. I believe in a mutual exclusive kind of relationship. And I know that there are people that would sometimes agree, couples that agree that they are not in a mutually exclusive relationship. This conversation does not include them. I'm talking about people who are in a mutually exclusive relationship, who says we are in this together. We don't have a third party involved in this relationship. And so because you are in a relationship, there are boundaries. There are things you would do and wouldn't do because you are in a relationship with another person. And so when we start to experience certain things, it affects our loyalty, our full attention to our present relationship. And what are these things? One, when you start to feel not 100% involved in your relationship, it's a number one red flag where you're not really up to the relationship anymore. 100% you're not there. Your heart is not there. You know it. You don't need to tell anybody. Your heart is not there. That is a number one red flag. Where your spouse begins to irritate you. He says something, she says something, you're just irritated. You know what? I'm done. You just walk away, and your spouse is talking to you and you just walk away because you're highly irritated. It's a red flag. Then the third one I want to talk about is when you begin to compare your spouse with someone else. At that point, it's like you've taken off the boundaries. When you begin to say, oh, this person will not do this. This person will not say this. This person will not dress like this. This person will not act like this. Do not pretend. There is a big issue in front of you that needs to be sorted. So, if you are the spouse within a relationship and you are feeling this way, it's very important that you deal with these red flags. Do you want to still be in this relationship? If you want to be in this relationship you are in presently, you've got to give it your 100%. Are there reasons, genuine reasons, why you cannot give your 100%? You need to be able to identify it. Most times we are held up in emotions that we do not understand. But at the point where it comes to your attention that something is going on with you and you need to work on it, you need to review it. At that point in time, is important that you deal with it. Is it something you can deal with by yourself? Do you need a therapist? Do you need a practitioner to sit with you to deal with it? It's important to nip things in the bud before they go out of proportion. because every time things want to blow out of proportion, the only parts that we are in control of is just when they are starting off. The extent to which they blow out of proportion and how they affect everyone involved, we cannot say. It's like setting off a grenade. Why it is still in your hand and the pain is still there. You are the one that can stop it. But beyond that point, when you take off the pain and you toss it, you don't know if it's going to consume you and every other person involved. So it's important. These three things I have pointed out today, these three red flags. Your heart is no more in your relationship 100%. You know it. You are highly irritated by your spouse. And you are comparing your spouse with another person, another man or another woman. You are comparing. These are three red flags that need to be sorted out. I don't believe that people should divorce or be separated. But if you're at a point where these issues are affecting you, if you need to take a leave of the relationship so you can sort yourself out, because presently in this state, you are a bag of hot mess. You need to sort yourself out. Please go ahead, take time out and sort yourself out. Seek the attention of a professional to help you. Do you want to continue this relationship? Do you want to take a break? What do you want to achieve with this relationship? There is no need to pretend. There are cases where people have pretended to be in love and still be in a relationship. Then they start having extramarital affairs. And these extramarital affairs will blow up. And then they have children outside. And then you need to get a new level of pretense. Pretending that the child is for your spouse. Pretending, even as a man, that, oh, there is no child out there. But there is a human being growing, and you know it. So it is important, before we get to that point where you now go hurt another human being and bring another human being into this life that he didn't ask for in a messy situation, work on yourself. Check your heart in your present relationship. If it's worth fighting for, please go ahead and fight for it. Do not get yourself entangled into something you could have easily walked away from. So, if you are involved in something like this and you need a professional help, help is available. Help is pretty much available, and believe me, the cost of getting this help is cheaper than the mess that you would make if you continue in this messy situation. So please slow down, note these red flags, and if possible, take a step back. If you cannot take a step back on your own, get the help of a professional. Send me a DM. Help is available. Do not wallow in pain. Do not wallow in self-regret and suffering, because we never know the extent to which the grenade we are about to let loose would go, if it will consume us as well. So, until I come here again next week, please do not let go of that grenade. Take a step backwards and seek help. I love you.